Hello everyone and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be building this awesome 2017 reissue of the iconic Tamiya Grasshopper II from 1988. We'll be taking a look at all the parts that are included, quickly going over the assembly process where I'll be sharing my thoughts and experience putting this kit together, and next week I'll be racing this thing at the ultimate Scale Truck Expo in their vintage buggy class. All around should be pretty awesome. I've been looking forward to sharing this build with all of you, so let's dive right in. First, I've got to give a big thanks to fellow YouTube channel RC Everyday for sending me this kit. The content on the RC Everyday channel is fantastic and I'd highly recommend you check him out. I already did an unboxing video previously, hard to believe it's been close to a year since then, although I had intentions of getting this thing built well in advance. As usual, life and work has a tendency to get in the way, and before I knew it, we're a week away from USTE. So much for practicing ahead of time, but I figured if I got on the track with minimal seat time, it would give my fellow competitors a fighting chance at possibly topping my amazing driving skills. Just want to keep everything fair and competitive, you know? Alright, for real though, I've never built or driven an old school buggy like this before, but it's been on my RC bucket list for a while. Everything looks great out of the box, and overall it looks like a pretty simple setup as far as the chassis and suspension. I like it. And can we take a moment to admire the box art and body design of the Grasshopper II? My first hobby-grade RC car was a Tamiya, and I've always liked everything from the cars themselves to the art and those fantastic instructions. Not just clear and easy to follow, but you gotta love all these safety illustrations as well. But enough said, let's go over to the bench and get building. It's been a long time since I've built a basic RC kit like this. Most of what I've done more recently has been a lot of custom designing, building, and 3D printing. As much as I love those kinds of builds, getting to put together something that requires nothing more than following basic instructions is a nice change of pace. Every part seemed to fit together well, the instructions never left me scratching my head, and I don't think a single unsavory 4-letter word left my mouth at any point while building this buggy. It's just what I've come to expect from Tamiya. Now, as you can probably tell, basically everything is plastic on this car, which I've seen some people gripe about, how it won't hold up with brushless electronics and big jumps. While everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and I can understand to a degree, I kind of don't understand the mentality of getting one of these old school buggies, only to cram in the biggest, fastest brushless motor possible and drive it like a basher. Like, wouldn't you be happier with something like an Arma that's designed for that kind of driving? I've seen enough videos of these old buggies to know that they can be upgraded to go very quick and survive some abuse, but every car will have its limits. I think as long as your expectations for a $100 kit, primarily designed in the 1980s, are reasonable, you'll be satisfied with this buggy. I'm building mine 100% box stock, and the only thing at this point I'm really tempted to upgrade is the shocks. They kinda suck and don't fully support the weight in the rear very well, but it's usually a good idea to run a vehicle stock to get a baseline before you start tuning and installing every single upgrade parts that you can find on eBay all at once. This kit includes everything you need for the car except for a battery, steering servo, receiver, and transmitter. I'm using a stick pack battery for that full old school effect, and a Radiolink RC6GS transmitter, and the R7FG receiver that it came with for this buggy. Although I might be underpowered, the receiver has a built-in gyro, so maybe that will give me an edge in the racing. This is the steering servo that I'm using, which was the cheapest one that I could find that met my requirements. I don't remember the brand name or model. Honestly, it's a servo, that's really all you need to know. It turns left, it turns right, and that's good enough for me. Like I said, all around a really fun, easy, straightforward build, gotta love it. After a couple evenings of work, I had the buggy complete. All that was left was to put on the decals. Although I thought about going with some rad 80s paint design, with time winding down I just applied all the decals that came with the car and didn't even bother with paint. Sure, it might be a little bit basic, but I genuinely like how it turned out. Still might have to get another vintage RC and give it the full 80s obnoxious graphics treatment, but for now, this Grasshopper II looks pretty sick. Everything works. I did a little driving around the office since it's cold and snowy outside. I'll be in Florida next week where there's sun and highs in the 70s, so why bother going outside here? I'm looking forward to attending the Ultimate Scale Truck Expo next weekend in Williston, Florida. It's an all-around fantastic event for scale RC enthusiasts like many of you watching. Miles of trails, lots of vendors, and no shortage of awesome events such as the vintage buggy races where I'll be tearing it up in this Grasshopper II. If you'd like more info about this event, be sure to check out their website linked below in the description. I hope to see a lot of you there. That's going to be all for today's video. Thank you all very much for watching, and stay tuned for some upcoming videos from USTE.